Well, the British Prime Minister has said this is not the time for more talk, we need action, after hosting world leaders for a defence summit on Ukraine. Keir Starmer encouraged those gathered to step up for a once-in-a-generation moment for European security. Mr Starmer described it as a crossroads in history, as he announced a $3.2 billion deal to supply thousands of air defence missiles to Ukraine.
Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing. We are at a crossroads in history today. This is not a moment for more talk. It's time to act, time to step up and lead, and to unite around a new plan for a just and enduring peace.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky travelled to Sandringham via a helicopter for a meeting with King Charles after the conclusion of the summit. Sam Coates has more now from Westminster on whether Ukraine is actually any closer to peace.
There weren't a lot of specifics in the concluding press conference from Keir Starmer, and there are big divides over what happens next. Let's take a couple of them. First of all, you asked the nature of a security guarantee from the US. Well, I think bluntly, people do not know. There were hints, even on Friday night in the showdown in the White House, that Donald Trump might be prepared to provide a security guarantee. But he says it's secondary to the question of what the peace deal looks like. He wants that to be negotiated first. So they don't know when they say there are countries that are part of a coalition of the willing, what the context is in which they might be sending troops and what US protection might be there to help them. And instead, we turn it to this question of a peace deal. Now, this is where it gets potentially very fraught, and there are different views. And we've been seeing that today. In America, the US National Security Advisor has said very clearly that Ukraine, as part of the final ultimate deal, might have to hand over some territory to Russia, some of the territory that Russia has taken since the invasion 3 years ago. Today, here outside Lancaster House, just an hour or so ago, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said that you cannot have countries being forced to cede because of force, because of an invading neighbour, some of their territory. They are two irreconcilable positions. And Keir Starmer in his press conference was a lot vaguer. He just talked about the sort of vague concept of sovereignty, papering over exactly what that means. So there were still very difficult questions yet unresolved. But in a sense, Jonathan, they were the difficult unresolved questions a week ago. What we have succeeded in doing is taking the diplomatic temperature down, showing Ukraine after Friday night that they have allies, strong allies, that were all prepared at speed to come and sit round a table with Keir Starmer and President Macron today. There is a new coalition of the willing. There are new leaders in Europe showing their willingness to step up to the mark and be on the front foot. So for all of the unresolved questions, I think that the fact that there is a large group of countries willing to show solidarity with Ukraine at this moment is probably the best outcome possible today for President Zelensky, and it has to be said, a good outcome for Keir Starmer, making London, Westminster and his premiership looking like it's at the heart of a necessary, urgent global conversation about the future.